Okay, and then we'll just move right back here.
Sure. During your remarks, you mentioned that the project on Bryn Mawr for University Village is about a $50 million project. I'm just curious, how much of that is taxpayer dollars?
No, none of it. I'm sorry, I'm trying to understand the question. That is an investment by the private developer to create the facility. So that is not taxpayer dollars at all.
Okay, so then I really have to question your use of eminent domain. You're using eminent domain, which is a public function, to acquire land for public purpose, but the $50 million is being spent by a private developer to develop that land. Their return on investment must be significantly more than $50 million, since nobody invests that kind of money for a net zero. So how do you justify your use of eminent domain to take property from people who've spent their money and had been in the community for 45 years, who put all the risk on themselves to develop the property and secure their retirement? Again, my mother's a retired school teacher, and you're using eminent domain, and the $50 million is coming from private developers and Wall Street banks.
The use of private funds is because the state doesn't have a lot of money to help universities do what universities need to do. And so in the creation of residence halls across the country, this is the mechanism that is being used. In putting retail space on the ground floor, we are trying to maintain the creation of a tax base and funds to come into city and state coffers. And the other comment I want to make, and I respect the frustration and anger of the property owners, your parents, your mother, you, and so forth. And there isn't a way to get to a big project without doing a series of small problems, and I want to apologize for that, but I think this is worthy of the economic redevelopment of the whole area. The eminent domain proceeding, yes, you have to be given an official offer for your property. It is not half of the market value. Ladies and gentlemen, it is required by law that the university, in making an offer, get an official third-party appraisal of the value of the property and must make an offer that is at least that value. And then it is the option of the property owner to get his or her own appraisal as well as a counter to the first one. There are a whole series of things that are done, but in the end, the law says we must pay fair market value. It doesn't answer some of the other questions that you are working with, but that is a requirement.
And to be clear, 3 appraisals have come in from third-party appraisers, and the offer from the university contained in the eminent domain letter to my parents was half the market value of the 3 other appraisers. Fact. And it'll be found out in court.
And they need to be analyzed, and that is that's the next step. So